And you know all those people out there who tell you, oh, whenever you offer to help them, no, that's okay. I don't need your help. Or no, you don't have to do that. I'm fine. As soon as I walked into that house, she said, what is that? I said, Aunt Dot. And I had it under my arm because it was small and it was an LED. I was walking in, looking at her. She said, that better not be no TV. Didn't I tell you I didn't want a TV? I said, Aunt Dot, relax. You're going to love this. I pulled it out the box, and the TV was sitting right there on her bed, and then the box was sitting right beside her. She hit the box, and then she picked it up, and she said, boy, I thought you said you was getting me a TV. I said, Aunt Dot, this is a TV. She said, that ain't no TV. I said, Aunt Dot, this is a TV. She said, I don't know who you think I am, but that's not a TV. I said, Aunt Dot, wait, watch this. I set it up on her dresser, plugged it in, and as soon as she saw that crystal LCD display, she said, oh, that's a TV. I said, yeah, But you know what's funny about that? My Aunt Dot, before I brought the TV to her, because she's old and she doesn't get around as much, Aunt Dot, if the Steelers were playing on Sunday, she would walk past that old black and white TV on about Tuesday or Wednesday, turn the TV to Channel 5, because that's the channel the Steelers came on, and then it would be there for the rest of the week. So on Sunday, whether she went to church or not, she could just lay right there in her bed. She wouldn't even have to move. She would be in position for the big game when it came on, right? Man, Aunt Dot, she calls me every now and then. So she called me last night. She said, guess what channel I'm watching right now? All she does is channel surf now. But you know what? Here's the thing. As a motivational speaker, I realized something. My Aunt Dot is not the only person who leaves her TV on Channel 5 just so she can stay in position when a big game comes on. You know, I know a lot of people who, in their personal and professional lives, they do the same thing. They sit back and they kind of wait for something to happen, right? But you know, I realize what I simply do, I do something really simple as a motivational speaker, what my top passion is. I like to encourage people to get in position to be successful. See, that's why when I was able to help change her circumstance or her point of view, it felt real good when I was able to help her. But it took me a long time to reach Aunt Dot, and I had to work with her. But first, she had to become open and willing to simply embrace that new change.